Wait, what does he just say in that clip sir, right just now? Every citizen line up with their ID card. Isn't that some shit that they're trying to do now with where they want you to?
What the role and function of your government is to you, your country, and to its economy. Ministries, how their decisions impact every aspect of your life and your livelihood. Well, join us every Saturday for Trinbago's Social Talkonomics, where we highlight good government, good governance, best practices, and key performance indicators. Join us at 7:30 p.m. on our YouTube podcast. See you there. Have you ever wondered what the role and function of your government is to you, your country, and to its economy? Ministries, how their decisions impact every aspect of your life and your livelihood? Well, join us every Saturday for Trinbago's Social Talkonomics, where we highlight good government, good governance, best practices, and key performance indicators. Join us at 7:30 p.m. on our YouTube podcast. See you there. Have you ever wondered what the role and function of your government is to you, your country, and to its economy? Ministries, how their decisions impact every aspect of your life and your livelihood? Well, join us every Saturday for Trinbago's Social Talkonomics, where we highlight good government, good governance, best practices, and key performance indicators. Join us at 7:30 p.m. on our YouTube podcast. See you there. Have you ever wondered?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The many of you that is joining us today on TikTok, on Facebook, on Workers' Rights 868, on Facebook. Now, we would have just, behind the scene, the technician would have said that we was unsuccessful in broadcasting live tonight here on YouTube as well. So the two platforms that is on right now, we are live on TikTok on Workers' Rights 868, and we are live on Facebook, Workers' Rights 868. Now, tonight we have some important discussion to discuss here tonight. And I, Renison Jeffrey, must express my dislike, a matter of fact, for this state of emergency that is here right about now upon us in Trinidad and Tobago. And my thing about this is this. I would have examined numerous arguments throughout from the time state of emergency was called in Trinidad and Tobago up till present. And some of the information that we are getting is as if the police service do not have a handle on crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Because here it is that if the threat emanating from people within the jail, people that is behind bars, and they are in connection with people that is out here within the free world, and you are calling a state of emergency to restrict the movements of people, you say you're restricting the movement, are good with that. But to have certain rights, and the threat is emanating from inside. So what is taking place here with us in Trinidad and Tobago by you declaring the state of emergency? We find out, we know, we get to understand, and this whole type of melee that is taking place, and the audacity of some to support this type of nonsense here in Trinidad and Tobago and to give excuse. And none of us is asking the right question, because at the end of the day, we would have done a video here within this platform concerning stock. And his rebuttal is nonsense rebuttal to what I am seeing. And you know, people backing this type of nonsense here in Trinidad and Tobago. The argument that he was presenting, and we go do a breakdown coming down within the week time concerning this. The man is presenting a two-quote argument, which is appeal to hypocrisy. Say, for example, as we would have said with Penelope Beckles, he is saying that she was silent in the past, and now she mustn't say something because she was silent in the past. That argument is sidestepping the merit of the question, because many of the people within Trinidad and Tobago, including myself, was trying to find out or trying to understand what is the reason for this state of emergency in this country. It mustn't be to a point that at the end of the day, when people ask, I mean, you just call a state of emergency just so without consultation or giving any public information concerning why. Because if the threat is next door to me in my house, I want to know. At least you give people reasonable enough chance to prepare for what is taking place. You don't just do things just so, and the type of nonsense I'm hearing on the both sides of the fence, both UNC and PNM supporters, the diehards and them, getting me sick to my core, because you're hearing the argument on the PNM side in which they are stating, hey, Rowley called state of emergency from before, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, and look, the UNC called you state of emergency now. What is hypocrite? I don't want to hear that type of nonsense. And that you are hearing from the PNM supporters. And that is not the salient question that should be asked. And you are hearing the UNC supporters saying that, look, let Kamala do she work, yes, there is crime. What really going on with some of us here in Trinidad and Tobago? What does really be in your psyche by talking this type of nonsense on social media? The problem is this: what prompted the police to call the state of emergency and let us evaluate the information publicly? Instead of you coming on the TV and show enough that you have a Punisher sign on your forearm. Boy, without further ado, let me introduce the next guest. Yes, there is somebody on the live here that is joining us here tonight. I mean, you know, we have to go through another belay. Hold on. Slimy. Right. So let me get you up on the screen because you know your identity have to remain hidden. Because there are a lot of people that might put out some hit on you because you're a man that stock plane. Right, so I put it up on the screen, you will be able to see from on your side. So I want to know what is your argument concerning this whole scenario. I'm listening to you. I am listening to you attentively just now. And we go wait till Kezia come on when she able. So hold on. Right, so we are here live and direct and listening to your argument from
All right.
behind. Go ahead, Slimy.
Good night, everyone. Good night, citizens. Good night, viewers of the Workers' Right. I stand before you today with a heavy heart, not just as a citizen of this vibrant nation, but as someone deeply troubled by the dangerous path we're being led down by this UNC government. On July 18th, the government declared a state of emergency, citing a supposed coordinated and highly dangerous criminal network operating within our prison system. Let me repeat the last sentence: operating within our prison system. So while the SOE that was just called by the PNM might have had some kind of justification because there was a global terrorist alert that was sent out to multiple governments that there would be terrorist attacks within their country. So that is why the PNM government called the first SOE. But this SOE seems like it reeks of incompetence, and it will eventually lead to an erosion of our civil liberties, and which I warned against in past videos that we are hurtling towards a dystopian future. With the rise of artificial intelligence and capitalism failing, it's just like giving me very bad signs for the future of Trinidad. That's it. On you.
You would have sent some videos to me to play a matter of fact concerning this whole scenario. That affects the YouTube not lining up here tonight. So
What's the matter?
yes, so it should have,
This SOE, this state of emergency, is not about safety. It's about control. It's about stripping away the very freedoms that define us as a people, under the guise of protecting us from some vague and poorly defined threat. The justification for this SOE is flimsy at best, and we are told this is to counter a prison-based plot targeting officials. So 1.4 million citizens in this country must pay the price for literally a handful of people. That to me just reeks of total incompetence, and like on my darker side, it seems like um, the government is preparing us for more of these kind of actions in the future. Now they can come kick in your door with no justification, and people are cheering this on like it's something great, something beautiful. You should be horrified at seeing what's happening right now. And the government has chosen to cast a vast net over all of the citizens of the people of this Trinidad citizenry, trampling due process rights, freedom, and privacy.
yeah, but Slimy, what I'm saying is this: if the threat is behind the prison wall in Trinidad
Exactly,
and Tobago,
exactly. This is something that should have been handled like internally with the internal investigation services.
so where is you see what's going on here? The, the salient argument that the commissioner of police would have put forth within the public domain was there are gangs inside the prison system that is communicating with people outside that is causing major disturbance here in Trinidad.
And
And
you
what
have
I
to
am saying,
call a state of emergency to handle a little problem like a little gang activity in a prison from people behind bars.
and Yeah, what I'm saying to her, what is laughable about this whole situation is the type of nonsense you are hearing on both sides of the fence. And to be real, again, sick of it. Because if you're hearing on the one side, the PNM supporters saying, well, when Rowley did call the state of emergency, or you think and look, or you call one, that is not the point. And you're hearing UNC saying, boy, let the UNC rule. They now come in office. And I like, what going on here with we in Trinidad and Tobago? A state of emergency is a very serious thing, you know?
Yes, it is.
When you call a state of emergency,
And what it is, I don't know if this is true. Now I heard something that like right after they called it, they went and target La Horquetta. Did you hear anything about that?
no, I didn't hear nothing about that. Who target? The police?
Like they went there, the police went and they locked down La Horquetta, like a couple hours after the emergency was declared. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
No. Well, I hear no confirmation. I know some of the people are outside there on that watching us live here on on TikTok. Now this is a live program, and now it's 7:52. A matter of fact, any one of you that is outside here, the numbers is on the screen. The numbers is on the screen to call and give your statement here live. So numbers is 333-2176. This is a live program, and we want to hear your views concerning this, because there is another bombshell that we would like to bust here tonight, you know, concerning certain activists that would have stand up and would have promoted the UNC party during this election. And what I am hearing here is that it have a hit list with some of these people name on it. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why it have a hit list with these people name on it. You don't take bread out of people's mouth. There is going to be certain repercussion for certain actions. There are some people that would have been in these CPEP and URP contractor just one day away from the streets and is dependent on this to survive. And when you take away that just like that, let me not go into that matter of fact. Let me take it down a little way down into the show. But you know, Marsha Walker would have made an interesting claim that we are going to play this video, and I would like you to take this thing in full concerning this argument that Marsha Walker would have been presenting within the public domain. So I don't know if you're going to hear the video, the clip in a smiley. You might have to listen from, because I was trying a little bit before to see if you would have heard it.
No, I didn't hear anything before.
Right, so this is the clip from Marsha Walker, and we are going to play it here.
In case we thought that the whole mess that was this state of emergency could not get worse, it just has. In case we were wondering if this is a circus, let me point out something that just happened a couple hours ago. It was already bad that the TPS put out whatever rubbish press release there was. Every blunder that the PNM made a few months ago with their state of emergency and their poor communication, leaving the country trying to figure out this TTPS media release. Is it fake news? Are we under state emergency? None of this compares. Actually, wait. So you had that. Then you have the Commissioner of Police having a press release. The Attorney General having a press release. Nobody in here from Kamla yet. Some will say that she issued a press release. Nobody's heard her voice, seen her. We have no idea if she's up. We have no idea if she's sick. The Attorney General says she's tired. One, this is why we kept saying Kamla Persad-Bissessar is not healthy enough to run a country. But, as I say, the circus came to town when a few hours ago, not even on official government pages, but on the UNC's page, yes, UNC, even though you've blocked me, I can still see your page. On the UNC's page, somebody does a voiceover of her press release, and instead of Kamla Persad-Bissessar picking up a script and reading into her phone, sending a WhatsApp message so they can then put it into a video, somebody else's voice is reading the press release. Less than 100 days in office, she cannot face the country, she cannot face the media to explain properly why you call a state of emergency. And now you cannot even read your press release yourself. You cannot even send a voice note to citizens yourself. It is 11 p.m. I am in my living room with a phone. I keep saying to you, Mrs. Prime Minister, you want to work from home? Sure, but work from home. Show us that you are working. You can come and communicate with Trinidadians and Tobagonians from your phone. You could set up a live and you can speak and you can answer questions. We are in the year 2025 and your communication has to evolve with the times. It is totally unacceptable that you send somebody else's voice, because now we have no... Are you alive? Are you sick? I have been to meetings where you are supposed to chair it, and then the chief whip of at the time, David Lee, would have come and said, oh, you know, PL can't make it because she had to put drops in her eyes. Are you well enough to run this country? Did somebody else, or does somebody else have your phone and they're answering and sending things out? Do you even know? Are you even aware? Trinidad and Tobago, a state of emergency limits our rights. It's not something that just should happen vi. I think she was then opposition leader. She may have actually used vi and BIVAPS because she understood back then how important a state emergency was. She said Keith Rowley chose to play golf instead of facing the country. Keith Rowley, who was in his 10th year, she has not faced us for 100 days, for a full 3 months yet. And she cannot even be bothered to come to Trinidad and Tobago and reason with us and talk to us as though we are not paying her salary. Someone needs to ask the question, is Kamla Persad-Bissessar in right health? We need proof of life.
Now, the question there was asked. It's like me, I know you're taking the video.
I can hear you.
That was a very interesting.
Hold up. Hang on 1 second. I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I know you would have listened to the video just now there, and the argument that Marsha would have presented is very interesting in the least. And here's why it's interesting. There are rumors on the ground that Kamla Persad-Bissessar is not really well. There were some people that would even reach as far as saying
that she's dead.
that, you know, she would have gotten a stroke. That is what people people would have said. I can't confirm the information, but we want to know
Mm.
why it is this most important thing that this state of emergency would have been called and you are absent. That is important, but
If you're a
for some of
conspiracy
you not
theorist,
to even attempt to attack the merit of what have been said than to attack the person why she don't mind she business. I hear people say that. But the question there that was asked was logical. Where is the prime minister? This is not an attacking. This is a concern. Yeah, it is thousands of people, 1.3,
fo-
1.4
4
million people
million
in Trinidad and Tobago overnight
losing their rights.
lose their rights just so.
So now
And the
consider
person that we would have elected through an election is absent. Isn't they ain't saying anything? And and the audacity of some of the people that when people ask the question, they are saying to you, all right, why didn't ask Rowley? Why didn't talk for the 9 years? And these type of misdirection. This is not a game, you know. Running a country is not a game. So when you are there on the next side of the fence and you're continually criticizing, not to improve, but but to urge a party to do things that they don't have to hold no account to the public, that is wrong. And any social media activist that is outside here that is encouraging such a behavior, boy, there is there is a path in hell that is prepared for you. It's like me, you go
so
ahead, you.
consider the implications of this state of emergency. The
Mm-hmm.
police now have the power to stop you for any reason or no
Mm-hmm.
reason at all. They can search you for any reason. They can come and search your house for any reason. They could come and search your car for any reason. They could stop you down and pat you and oh my god. Just last week he was talking about this ID situation. Right now everybody in the country have to work without ID, or if you don't, there's going to be penalties. So now the police can walk up to you, stop anybody for any reason, and you don't have ID. Oh, that's a probable cause for arrest. Lock this one up. So this like I was saying last week, me and even Kezia, this is leading Trinidad into like a dystopian society where they're getting us used to losing our rights. They're getting us used to police rolling up in your face and doing anything to you for any reason. And why are we sitting back and taking this as citizens and instead of calling it out for what it is? And then yes, where is Kamala? She is the head of the country. She should be the one who is making this announcement to the people. And why isn't she? Where is she? This
And
is very
yeah, but Smiley, the fanatics and them, when you ask, when you put this question outside there within the public domain, these fanatics and them, they are egging out the people and them that really asking the pliable question. Where is Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the leader, the prime
and
minister
look
of
at what
Trinidad
they
and
did.
Tobago? Where
And look at
is
what they did.
she?
Soon as they called this SOE, they went up into La Hokata, which is a predominantly black and already marginalized community. This feels like an assault to me. You know, why La Hokata of all places? They could come in now, kick down your door, and do anything to you, and we just supposed to sit back and just absorb that, take it, right? Oh, they're fighting crime. Oh, let the UNC do their job, and uh, I actually wanted to make a whole big topic about this school to prison pipeline, but I'll wait till Kezia come on before I talk about that some more. It seems like they almost like they're setting up the youth for failure instead of. Oh, do you have that video I sent you with the Chinese kids in the math competition? Look
Which
at
one?
what China is doing with their youth compared to what Trinidad is doing with ours. Like they're breeding geniuses in China. Like the children are brilliant, and you can see if a 12-year-old can do like a complicated math problem in his head, what is going to be the future of that child? in China. Now bring that back to Trinidad and what they're doing to our children over here. Um, this whole then again, let me stop for a while. I'll let you continue. I lost my train of thought. I was going to move into the stuff that Kamala is doing with the schools, where she's like taking away the education programs for the kids. It's like she's setting them up for failure. And so you're gonna have like roaming around Trinidad in 5 to 10 years. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people with rap sheets, and then these people are going to be fighting for jobs, and it's going to lead to very very bad things. And so we need to get out in the streets. We need to put a stop to everything that's going on right now.
And before you carry on the slimy, now here is why I want to tell some of you that is displeased with the video, because watch me. You
Just watching that man yesterday just get me. It just get me in a the smug attitude he had, and he walk out. This is a public servant, mind you. He's walking out and presenting himself to the people of Trinidad and Tobago with a Punisher logo on his arm. A public servant. So
yeah,
what
the
does this
Punisher
tell
logo
you?
on
The
the
Punisher
shoulder.
logo on his arm, and he's wearing military outfit. The police. So what kind of aura impression does this give out to the citizens? We are supposed to just sit back and take it, though, right?
You know, let me look for that video, because watch me. You know people done reporting the live already on TikTok. Slimy. People done
You
watch
talking
me.
about?
There are a lot of people doesn't want to hear the truth outside here, you know, and I am convinced. I know there are a lot of you outside there that wish we go to the narrative that let me give them a chance without accountability, and I am saying no. I am saying no. This is not me warring or going after the UNC, you know. Because if it is that the UNC govern and they succeed, all of us go truly win. Yeah. Because if it succeeds, the Trinidad and Tobago will succeed as a whole. But I know there are some of you cannot handle the truth. And there are people in government want to do what they want. That is what is the problem here. And there is a narrative here to spew reality here in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I would have watched a PNM live press conference where Marvin Gonzalez would have called out Padarat and call him a liar. That he's lying. And here, what happened 2 or 3 days after that press conference was released, slimy. You know what they do? They started talking about the macaroni pie. When Keith Scotland say he will stand up for the people that lost the work in CPEP, they would have started talking, hey, Daddy Colpot, man. That is all done for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, not to think critically. We would have said, Bill Gates, before the COVID would have hit, he would have said, the next epidemic that will hit the world was virus. And you see it coming up with the COVID. The next epidemic that will hit Trinidad and Tobago is not Trinidad, the world is misinformation. The level of misinformation that is being spread here in Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the world, it will be very difficult to sift through what is real and what is reality. Misinformation like that. If you see some of these AI programs that taking place, sometimes we are asking ourselves, wait now, what is this? Is this real? It will reach that point that we cannot identify what is taking place outside here. And we cannot allow the politicians here in Trinidad and Tobago to pull wool over our eyes to the point that we are not asking critical questions. We have a problem here. We have a very serious problem here in Trinidad. And you know, I want to show the logo in the way I mean, Slimy would have rightfully said this logo here. This Punisher logo, Slimy. This Punisher logo. Look at it.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Oh, and I sent you the video where the reporter asked him about that band on his arm, and play his reply. Play back the reply he demanded. It should get you totally upset just hearing this man talk. But then and then
Yeah, go ahead. Let me get a reply.
no,
You
no,
go
you
ahead.
go. No, just hearing this man talk, like he's coming and addressing the people with this serious concern, but he's smiling and grinning and make cracking jokes. It was totally disgusting. This man just put me in a bad mood just listening to him.
Yeah,
And what does that symbolize? What group in the regiment has that patch? What does it symbolize? Is there an actual like a regiment corps? Because when you have patches on your arm, that usually signifies a regiment or assignment that you're assigned to. What does that patch symbolize? What unit has that in Trinidad? That Punisher patch. It's very upsetting.
well,
Yeah,
from my understanding, me and seen I never seen no unit in Trinidad had a Punisher patch that you talking about it.
so he's coming and sending a clear message to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, right? He's coming to punish you. This is really horrible, and for this flimsy excuse they have, this prison problem,
Uh-huh.
people should be in the streets for this. This right here should put your ass in the streets to complain and protest about what is happening right now. Right now, it's very bad.
So the people that are outside here that are watching, I want you
Play
guys.
play the video with him talking about the patch.
Yes. Let me get the patch because right now, Slimy, we working behind the scene. There are people that are trying to shut down the live on Facebook, on YouTube, and not YouTube, TikTok. Trying to shut down the live on TikTok. But
Really?
let me play this video here.
Is that one?
Yes, let me play.
I couldn't help but notice on your arm there's a emblem that resembles the Punisher sign, right? What if
I am not Punisher.
well,
Just
what
putting that out
if
there.
anything is going to be done or in place to prevent or to mitigate the reports of or instances of abuse of power by the members of the
Let us
national
not be
security?
presumptive and believe that that is the direction we are going. I want Trinidad and Tobago to feel safe. I don't want to presume that my officers will go there and abuse the citizens. And if any reports of that come to my attention, I will treat with it. We have processes and procedures in place. There's a DO called 14 of 2008. I almost know it verbatim. Disciplinary processes and procedures. So if you, as a member of the TTPS, should breach 14 of 2008 or any of the departmental orders or other legislation that govern us, policies, procedures, we have processes to deal with that. So fear not, good citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Will the TTPS be getting support from the Defense Force and will we be getting increased manpower from the Defense Force during this? And also, will the Defense Force have powers of arrest, which is something that normally comes up during a state of emergency?
Yes, the Defense Force officers will have powers of arrest, similar to police officers during the emergency powers regulations. And yes, the CDS and I have spoken. He was present at the National Security Council meeting yesterday, and he has pledged full support for our efforts.
So I hear the comment they Slime. You know, the man was really singing a little cocky in truth. Let me play the next one.
But then again,
And,
this SOE is supposed to be about a prison gang problem. Why is he talking about locking up parents and children in the streets and all of this expanded power of the police? Why is he doing that? If you're going after a specific problem, a specific issue, gangs in the prison, communicating with people on the outside, why why is he even bringing up the whole concept about parents and children and get locking up children? It seems to me that that seems to be the entire goal of this government, to destroy the youth of the country. And like I was complaining, like I don't know why you didn't talk about this last week. This school to prison pipeline that Kamala Persad constructed on her own, and she's continuing building. It should shock every Trinidadian to their core. We should be in the streets right now for this. What is happening right here?
Yeah, but this thing that you keep on saying about the school to prison pipeline, what really are you saying then? And you're saying
All right.
Kamala is the one who construct it. What do you mean by
Yes,
that? Because
it was constructed.
I don't want people to be presumptuous and presume what you are saying in a particular light. So, what do you mean?
All right. So we removed the system of discipline that we had within our school system and replaced it with nothing. So as a result, now you have children wilding out. Children have no behavior. They're acting out, and with social media, everything is all seems to be amplified. So instead of looking for logical solutions, Kamala's solution is to install police into the school systems. And when children misbehave, you lock them up and put a rap sheet on their name. So what is going to happen to that child who and then again, like in America, they have a system where when you're locked up and once you hit 18, your rap sheet goes away and you start with a fresh. So I didn't hear anything like that being proposed in Trinidad. So kids getting rap sheets, getting criminal records, when they go into the job force, what is going to happen to them? So what? Hold on, let me. That's
Where is
siren
it?
in the back.
A train passing there.
No, this the fire. I'm right next to the fire station.
Okay.
So you're going to have all these children with rap sheets that can't get jobs, can't find employment. The training systems that they had, the white up and all that was taken away from them. So what is going to be like play this out logically in your head? What is going to be the path of that child? It's going to lead to more criminality,
Yeah.
and then they're coming out with this. You have to have ID on you at all times. There isn't the requirement for to smoke weed to a bigger to a wide an older age, so that widens the pool of people that you can criminalize for marijuana and these petty crimes. So you are seeing right now a school to prison pipeline being built, and no one is putting in the is even speaking out about it. Because so now instead what I'm hearing is oh, lock the children up, lock them up. The COP just said the same thing,
So what you're saying
and it
then?
seems like it's an actual target on the children of Trinidad.
So what you're saying then? The actually widening the gap
Yes.
to, to catch more people then.
Mm-hmm.
And here was saying, here was my argument on that. I didn't even went that far. Here what I was saying. I was saying, well, there is a statistics worldwide that show that people between 18 to 21,
25.
well, 25 with the marijuana, but up to 21
Yeah.
with the consumption of alcohol. But
Right.
there is really and truly a gap that exists within the world of matter of fact, that 40 to 60% of the children around that age, between 18 to 21, consumes alcohol. Now, there are certain countries that is cold and you see people consuming alcohol in those countries because of the weather. That would
Mm-hmm.
have ramped up the scale. But why it is at the end of the day, there are young people is consuming alcohol at that rate in the first place. Have anybody ever tried to address the symptoms? I mean, I just thinking about it. I didn't went into any deep research, but
Yeah, kids.
it could be based on three of these. I mean, there may be more factors, but peer pressure is definitely one. Stress is definitely one, and culture. There's people that already have that culture are consuming alcohol at a certain age. And I can tell you that from here in Trinidad, there are certain people in Trinidad is known for weed, and there are certain people in Trinidad is known for rum. I ain't have to call no name. There are people in Trinidad. If you see them, you say they're right. Nah, them like the marijuana. And you are seeing other people with weed. So this thing here real different, you know. And here how sad it is.
It's the school to prison pipeline being constructed right before your eyes, and you're doing nothing to stop it.
Why? Yeah, why I say that? Why didn't raise the rum thing straight up to the 25 just for the do the marijuana? What shall we
Because
say?
it's targeting a certain sector of people
Think,
when you do the statistics.
think, and you know when somebody would have made this discussion known in the public domain to blast them, why it is all didn't go up to the same amount?
What sector of society is more prone to be drinking rum, and what sector of society is more prone to be smoking weed? Just ask yourself that question, and the answer will be right before your eyes. I don't want to say it.
But neither me, I don't want to say it neither because of the factor that people go attribute the conversation to race. But all you think for yourself, and that's the thing about it, you know, we are constantly asking the people in Trinidad and Tobago to think for yourself. Think for yourself. So to the people that are watching us here live, a matter of fact, let me shout out some of the people and them that are watching us here live on. Well, we can't see everybody. Let me see if we could see some of these people on them here. So the people who are watching us here on TikTok, this is the first show that we would have commemorate here on TikTok. Saturday, Monday, we having a show with where we just talk health. So Lisa, maybe there are people who wants you to be quiet. True, there are people that want me to be quiet and true. There are people that want me to be quiet. So there are people. Doddy, in life, what don't miss you, don't pass you. Alright, true. What's up with the YouTube? I don't know who is that, but the YouTube, I don't know what would have taken place with the YouTube. The YouTube, it would have said, Slimy, we gotta work on that for next week.
You didn't tell me what happened.
The YouTube would have said that it wasn't finding the address, matter of fact, from the stream.
I sent you the stream key and the address.
Or I believe the technician didn't pay in the address.
Have you do it again?
That is the second part. That is the second part of the message that they would have sent.
Right. The first is the stream key, the second the address, and then the third one is the backup.